just got through that game. View from the sideline, stateside. Sorry, it's a bit late, but the nerves are jangling. I've got Katie from American Hammers, and I've got Justin in the house. Right, I'm going to start off. How are you both feeling? Katie, how you feeling, girl?
I am feeling good. I'm happy about the result, but I do think that we still need to make improvement. So I know it's, a lot of people think today's game was a great victory to walk away with. And of course, we're in the champion, league now. And so I don't know. I just still see a lot of improvement that needs to be made.
Yeah, I agree. Justin, what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, I agree with Katie. Definitely some improvement needs to be made. It seems like anytime we go up 3-0, we revert to, the performance of a League One side or something like that. We just can't seem to put any spell of possession together, losing the ball in the midfield too easily. Listen, after blowing a 3-0 lead against Arsenal, I am simply happy right now that we came out with 3 points. I think we can use the rest of the week to identify improvements, but right now I'm just, we won.
Relief. Relief, Justin, honestly. Do you know what? I put on my Twitter at half time having a few beers because I knew what was coming that second half.
I saw that tweet. Yeah.
I just knew, mate. I've known this team like the back of my hand. I knew they was going to come out second half, and I knew they were going to concede. Let's start off from the beginning. All right, Lingard goes through, scores that wonder goal. All right, beats every player in sight. Then we seem just to go kick into gear and nick a couple of goals in like quick time. Fornals and Bowen. Katie, what was you thinking 3-0 up?
I was really excited. I actually thought that we would have converted a little bit more in the second half, even knowing our old habits didn't die hard this game. I've been preaching it from day one. We are not a second half team. We have zero bench. We're not going to do well. In the long run without some depth. So we're missing that depth. Was also excited to see Antonio take a shot at the beginning of the game and actually get it on goal there. He didn't go over. So I was I had high hopes for us during the game, and I was quite disappointed to see it turn in the second half over to Wolves. But if you take a look at the possession, they had like 60 to 70% of the possession for the whole game.
Yeah.
And we're sitting at 30. I mean, that's really got to improve. We really need to step up and take control of the game, especially with a team like Wolves. Their defensive line is not strong at all.
I agree. Justin, what was you thinking at 3-0 up, mate? Or was you thinking like me?
Yeah.
Was you nervous?
I mean, certainly. After blowing a 3-0 lead previous match, you obviously think about that again. I did think that we'd perform a bit better, sort of learn our lesson. So it was a bit disappointing that it came so close to the wire. But yeah, of course I was nervous, man. I liked your tweet that you referenced because I was right there with you. I think I even said that. I think we'll both be drunk after we blow the 3-0 lead. So yeah, nerves for sure. Nerves for sure.
I was, mate. I'll tell you what. I would have hit the roof tonight if they would have drew that game. I would have done. I'd have been angry and very wound up. You got to respect Arsenal because Arsenal are a good team, but Wolves have been poor this year. And for us to go 3-0 up, I thought we played all right. I thought we played well in the first half. We done all right. What did you think of the starting lineups? I'm going to start with Justin on this one. When you see that starting lineup, what did you think?
Good to see Arthur back. Surprised he started, but good to see him back. Agreed with the going to the back three. And I was a bit surprised that neither Benrahma nor Bowen started. Surprised Fornals got the start, to be honest. I would have, if anything, I would have put him in the central midfielder role instead of Noble. So just a bit surprised here and there, but I like the actual formation.
Yeah. What about you, Katie? What did you think?
Yeah, I was definitely surprised, especially with having Masuaku back. It was great to see him. I definitely thought he would have came on as a sub. I wasn't too thrilled seeing Noble out in the original lineup. So I really thought that we could have done that a little bit differently in the midfield. But other than that, I was fine with the rest of the lineup.
Yeah. Do you know what? I weren't really impressed with the lineup. I thought that front four that played against Arsenal should have stayed. And I thought just bring Fornals in to replace Rice and go with a 4-2-3-1. I'll quickly go through it with you while we're here. I want you to rate the players tonight. It'd be interesting to see what your thoughts are. I'm going to start off with Fabianski in goal. Justin, give him a rating out of 10, mate.
I'll give him a 6. Average performance. He actually didn't have to do all that much. The goals weren't his fault. I know you think maybe he can get down to his right to deflect that second goal away. Although it's a pretty tough shot to stop the low far post shot. So I'm gonna give him a 6.
Yeah, Katie.
You know me, I'm generous, so I would say an 8. I really thought that he played well. Exactly like Justin said, I thought that the goals that they scored were definitely just difficult for him to save. I really thought that overall he did a good job, so I stand with him.
Well, I'm going to go in between the pair of years, and I'm going to say a 7. I thought he done all right. I thought he was unlucky with the goals. There's nothing really he could do with them. But he done a good save against Traore, and he was sensible tonight. Like there was no when he was crosses, he was coming out and showing authority. So yeah, I'll give him a 7. I thought he'd done all right myself, even though he's conceded 2. Kafal, Katie, give us a rating out of 10.
I would give him a 6. I thought today he really didn't do much for us. Yeah.
Oh, 6, Katie.
Yeah.
No, you did.
I mean, he did clear the ball, I guess, in the back and saved it, but I don't know. I didn't see very much of him. You have to remember, I was working halfway through this.
Yeah. I've got to admit, I thought he played all right. I'm giving him a 7 personally. I thought he kept Traore quiet. Traore was on that side, and he kept him pretty sound, really, in the first half. Second half, obviously, he switched sides and they got that second goal. What do you reckon, Justin? On the Kafel?
Yeah, I'd give him a 7. I thought he had a good game. Gave that assist to Lingard, although Lingard did all the work. But yeah, I mean, solid performance, 7.
Yeah. Right. Arthur Mazawaku, the other side. Katie, what do you reckon?
I think Arthur would be a 7.
7 for Katie.
Yeah.
Justin?
Yeah, I agree. Thought he had a good game. Got an assist. Yeah, 7.
I'm not a fan of him, mate. I'm afraid. I'm going to have to go 6. It's just that I'm just not a fan. I just don't see the fascination in him. Right, Cresswell. Katie?
Well, you never asked me if I was a fan because I would agree with you. I'm not the biggest Masuaku fan, but Cresswell, I would give him probably about a 5. He was a step behind in certain plays. He gave away a couple good shots for the Wolves, so I'm giving him a 5.
Justin?
Yeah, I mean, I think he played a bit better than that. He always struggles with pace, and Traore and Semedo also on that right-hand side for Wolves. Pretty tough pace-wise. Thought he did all right, though. I'm going to give him a 6. Thought it was a decent performance. Didn't really put a foot wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate. 100%. I'll give him a 6. I thought he'd done all right. He don't do well against pace, and that's one thing I will say about Arthur. At least he's there, or at least he's a presence there, like when Cresswell's there, basically. Yeah, I agree with you. 6, mate. Right, I'm going to get to 2 defenders now. Diop and Dawson. They both got booked in the first 10 minutes of the game, and they managed to stop the pitch. Let's do a joint ratings Katie, Diop and Dawson, they got booked in the first 10 minutes and they managed to stay on the pitch the rest of the game and not do anything silly. What's your rating for them two?
I guess I would give them a 5 because I would rate them separately, but if we're going to rate them both together, I'll give them a 5.
Yeah. You, Justin?
Well, yeah, I'll just take the average. I thought Dawson had a good game. Thought 7, decent game. Didn't really hear his name too much. Diop, I thought was poor. I thought Diop was poor today. I thought he was at fault for the second goal.
Yeah, I don't think we can lump them together.
Yeah, but so on average, I say 6. But I do want to call out Diop. I thought he had a poor performance. That second goal, he was trying to pass off Silva to Cresswell, and he wasn't marking anyone else. It was his responsibility. He needs to take that man. So for me, it's a 6 average.
Yeah, I agree with you there again. I thought you got to give them some little bit of credit considering they got booked in the first 10 minutes. 2 silly fouls they done, like literally absolute silly fouls, and 2 bookable fouls. That's what it was in the first 10 minutes. And I was like, I don't know what's going to happen there, sort of thing. Right, moving on to the midfield, you got Mark Noble. I'll start off with Katie. What do you reckon?
I'd give him a 6. Yeah, I mean,
Justin?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 7 just because he's Mr. West Ham. I thought he had a decent performance. Nothing special, but I thought he commanded the midfield fairly well. But we're missing Declan Rice. I'm sorry. Whoever thinks we're not after this 3 points is, Mark Noble is no Declan Rice, but I'm still gonna give him a 7. I thought he had a good game.
Go on, Katie. You was going to say something about Mr. Mark Noble.
Yeah, that's the thing. Exactly. Like he's just there. It's just, he does command the midfield, but he is no Declan Rice. I mean, that's just a sign of his age at this point.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I do. I'm going to give him 6. I thought he done all right today, I must admit. And I'm usually one of them ones who will criticise him because he's too slow, but I thought he stayed in his position well. And yeah, he done exactly what we wanted him to do tonight. So yeah, 6 for me. Thomas Souček. Justin, I'll go to you first. Thoughts on him, mate?
Yeah, 6, average, fine. Didn't really put a foot wrong. Does the simple things well. I do think he's missing Rice a bit after seeing his first 90 minutes without him, because they do complement each other very well. They do things well, but different things well. So 6, I thought he did fine.
Katie?
Yeah, I'd give him a 7. I thought he did well too, and he knew exactly where to be in the box in order to get that non-goal that VAR took away from us. So I still, I still have, big hopes for him. So I thought he deserved a 7.
Do you know what? I agree with you, Katie. There, I thought he done all right tonight, considering the pressure was on him to sort of basically be there to cover Noble, so to speak. I thought he done well. I thought he done really well, and he was unlucky with his goal. He should have just a little bit more, less arm, more shoulder, and would have been more comfortable. But yeah, I agree. 7 for me. I thought he done all right.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that as long as somebody's in the proper position. We'll get it. And that's my thought of the matter.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. Pablo Fornals, he returns. He scores a goal tonight. Justin, he's returned. He scores a goal. I thought he done all right tonight. What's your thoughts on him tonight, mate?
Yeah, arguably the most divisive player amongst the fan base. Yeah, he not only had a goal, but if you look at the build-up of the first goal, he made a really slick backheel pass to Kufal, which opened up the counterattack that led to Lingard's goal. And no one's really been talking about it. It was beautiful. On the flip side, the guy frustrates me sometimes, man, because he and I love Pablo. Sometimes he can't hold on to the ball. I will give him a 7, though. He scored an important goal, gave his all for the shirt, as always, so 7.
Yeah, Katie, what do you think, girl?
Yeah, I think he played well. For his first game back, I think that the way he was able to score that goal was just phenomenal with the turn of his hips. He got it right into the opposite corner. That's what we need to see. And he was in the right place. And like you said, Justin, he was making runs to open up opportunities for other individuals. He frustrates me at times, so he's not my number one. But I thought for himself, he played pretty well.
Yeah. Do you know what? I agree with Justin on this one. He frustrates me as he frustrates you, Justin, if I'm honest. But I thought he done all right tonight, Pablo. Considering he's been out for a few weeks, he's come back, he scored a goal. I think he's just lacking match fitness now. But he had to come off because he was just really tired at the end. So
yeah,
I'm giving him the 7. I thought he done all right. Yeah, he done better than some, and he obviously got the goal at the key time to sort of make it a bit more dominant. But yeah, Wally's in the house. Hi, Wally. How you doing, sir?
Hey, Wally.
Yeah, and that was Pablo. Right, we're going to get to the front line now. Mikel Antonio. I'm actually going to start on this one, and I'm going to rate him before he gets in. He had to come off. I'm giving him a 9 out of 10, mate. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. I really am. I thought he was phenomenal. He was like, there was one bit of play that he done where the ball got stuck under his feet. He was on the floor and he beat about 3 people and got a shot away. I'm like that at the minute with regards to the injury. I'm a bit nervous about it, but I'm hoping it's just precaution. But I thought the time he was on the pitch, 9 out of 10 for me. Katie, what do you think?
You are definitely so generous for him. I think that he played well for himself. I definitely would give him an 8 because he didn't shoot the ball over the goal. We actually got it on goal today. And he made the appropriate cuts. He gave that opening right to Lingard. So he was making the cuts, and he seemed like, he was really into it today. And, he was defending and he was winning balls. So, I'm going to give him an 8.
Oh, you're harsh. You're harsh.
No.
Go on, Justin. Where you go, man?
I mean, if you think she's harsh, you're going to think I'm very harsh. I mean, I'm going to give him a 7 only because, he didn't play. I mean, if you're just looking at the time that he played, maybe a little bit more, but, I'm going to say 7. I agree with you. I agree with you, man. Like, I thought this was, and I tweeted this about 10 minutes before he came off injured, that for the first time since his injury, his original injury, I thought he looked 100% for the first time. Yeah. Now, granted, that tweet didn't age well, but I do agree that he played well. He hit the post again, just
Justin, you've done me, mate. I forgot about hit the post. That's another hit the post, is it?
I don't know.
If all that, I would have given him a 7.
Oh my God, I forgot. Do you know what? I forgot about him hitting the post again. Gordon Bennett. I have to remember that. Yeah. So
I will say
you rate him, Justin?
Yeah, I'll say 7. I will say 7. And to your point about it being precautionary, I think it is because when the cameras were on him, he was putting on his gloves back on. It looked like he was sort of telling Moyes, like, I'm good. And then Moyes took him out as a precaution. I could be reading into it, but fingers crossed he's back for Leicester. Yeah,
I agree, mate. I agree. And Mikel Antonio, the post hitter, is back. Right, we get to Lingard now. And I think Lingard was like next level tonight, if I'm honest. But I'm going to start off with Katie. Give us a rating, Katie, out of 10.
All right, I'm giving him a 9 out of 10 because I want more. I know that he can give us more to get that 10 out of 10, but he is just well on his way to earning it.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with you. Justin?
Yeah, 9. I mean, superb, absolutely superb. We're not in the top 4 without him. I say it every week. You can see why he's played for Manchester United for close to a decade. You can see why he's been on several England teams, World Cup teams. He oozes quality, oozes talent on the ball. 9.
Before I give my rating, how important is it that we sign this man on the first day of the transfer window?
10 out of 10. Need to.
Yeah,
Need to.
It is.
Me too.
Yeah, it's a must, isn't it? Like, for this club to progress, he must.
It's ironic. It's ironic because the better he does, which we obviously want him to continue to do well, the better he does, the more difficult it will be to sign him in the summer. It's a real catch-22.
Absolutely. That's my fear, that they are going to really regret this. And, but I think that they're going to make promises to him that they won't be able to keep. And so that's where he needs to keep a level head. And, I think that he wants to be with us. So maybe that'll be the difference.
I agree. I think I don't think he goes back to Manchester United. I don't believe that. I think that ship's well and truly sailed. But I think I'm more worried about teams coming in for him, like a Leicester, who could possibly have Champions League football. So but I'm going to give him 9 out of 10, mate. I thought he was phenomenal tonight. I thought he'd done everything that I wanted him to do. He carried the ball well. His goal was great. He'd done a good assist for Bowen. And do you know what he'd done with Bowen, which was good? He made sure it was on his left-hand side. Because obviously Bowen's left-footed. And he made sure that ball was on his favoured foot. And that, to me, said it all to me. And I was sitting here watching it with my friend, and he said, "You know what, James? I don't know if you noticed that, but he made sure that he got it on his favoured foot." And I thought he's brilliant. And I think I said it on West Ham Fan TV, and I say it here: the man needs to be signed on the first day of the transfer when they're signed, sealed, delivered, done. Like, we can't muck about, because teams will come in and they will drop more money before we can, and we all know what our owners are all about. So 9 out of 10. Just a shame he didn't get another goal. You know what I mean? But he was phenomenal. Going to move on to the subs now. And obviously, Bowen come on, scored a goal. He replaced Antonio. Justin, what did you think of his performance tonight, mate?
Very good. Very good performance. Obviously, a phenomenal goal. Hit it so hard that it beat Patricio near post. And he's not really he's not a striker, certainly not a lone striker. And I thought he held his own. I thought he held the ball up fairly well, as good as he can. He's a bit of a smaller guy. I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he played well. I thought he asked questions of the Wolves defense, and thought he played well. We'll give him an 8.
What about you, Katie?
Yeah, absolutely agree. I mean, this is finally what we were needing to see from Bowen. He's, stepped up this game. He took the opportunities, and, he dribbled into space. Like, it was old Bowen was right back where he was before. Even though Fornals gave him the ball on his left foot, he's starting to get his confidence back, and, I'm hoping that he'll continue to move forward, and hopefully Moyes will see that.
Yeah, do you know what? I've criticised Bowen for quite a few weeks, and I'll be honest with you, last 2 weeks I don't know what's happened, but he seems like he's just turned a new leaf. Basically, he's just come back, and 2 goals in 2 games you can't argue with that. What do I rate him out of 10? He should have scored that chance though when Patricio palmed it away, and Souček got the handball. I'm gonna give him an 8, just for the simple fact he's been playing well, and he did come on as a sub. So I'll give him an 8 on that. I think he done all right. What did you rate him, Katie?
An 8.
You ain't a 8 and all, yeah?
Yeah.
Next sub, Ben Johnson comes on from Mazuaku. I was nervous about this one, I must admit. But a right-footed player on the left-hand side, that's not good. But Justin, what did you think of Ben Johnson when he come on?
Fantastic. Fantastic performance, composed, calm, didn't put a foot wrong. Really, really I mean, the kid's the future. The kid's the future. As a fullback, in my opinion, I think he's going to be a very good player for years to come. I'm going to give him a 7. I was really proud of him, and really happy for him.
I agree, mate. I thought he done all right. Katie, what do you think?
I give him an 8. I think he did a really good job today for us. I think that he was very consistent. He struggled the past few games he's been in to be consistent. So I really saw that with him, and I was very happy with it. And I know Wally was too.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to go 7. I thought he done all right. He come on in a situation where he's up against one of the fastest players in the league, and he done all right. The only thing that does me with him, he don't carry the ball for me enough. When he gets the ball, I want him to carry it. He seems like he gets the ball and he wants to pass it straight away. And to me, I want him to go forward. Like when you look at wing backs, they usually want to beat a player and move up the pitch, but he seems to get the ball, want to pass it, then run. But I'm hoping that's a confidence thing. So it's a 7 for me on that one.
That'll grow with confidence.
I hope so, because the reason being is if you're playing that position, we need a ball carrying player to get us up the pitch. And that's what I think on that one. And finally, Saeed Benrahma didn't have enough time to do anything really. A couple of little things, if I'm honest. I think we'd all agree it'd probably be like a standard 5 or something, and it like just standard average. You know what I mean? Because he didn't do nothing, did he? So yeah. But before we wrap this up, I want you to rate David Moyes tonight. How would you rate him out of 10? And I'm going to start off with Katie. Out of 10.
I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10, just because I thought that the starting lineup could have been a little bit different. And I thought when he was substituting, I understood his substitutions, but I thought that he could have done them a little bit earlier.
I agree. Justin?
Yeah, 7 for me. I mean, pretty much I agree with you, Katie. I actually did like the starting lineup, actually. I will say that. I think I liked it a little bit more than you did. But a bit earlier substitutions. It would have been nice to get Benrahma on there a tad earlier. But overall, I thought they were the right substitutions. It was the right starting lineup. Again, a bit surprised about Fornal starting, but turned out to be a good decision. So for me, it's a 7. Good performance.
Before I give my rating on this, if the game would have been drew 3-3, then what would you have rated him?
6.
Even so, not that much difference in it, really.
Well, I mean, I thought the starting lineup was the appropriate formation. Surprised by Fornals, but that turned out to be a good decision. The subs were spot on. He really doesn't have a choice with the subs. The depth isn't there. It would be coming down to the players not executing. It's not everything's the manager's fault. So in my opinion, if they score a third goal there and equalize, I don't think Moyes could have done anything about it. Yeah.
I'm going to give him an 8 tonight. I really am going to give him an 8 because I'll be honest with you, and I'll hold my hands up and say this. Before the game, I wasn't impressed with that lineup. I really wasn't. I didn't like Noble in there. I thought Mazuaku playing against arguably one of the fastest players in the league, if not the fastest player in the league, after he's been out for 5-6 months or whatever it is that really a good idea? But I thought Fornals would come back in, and I assumed he would come back in. He did. But I think he got it right tonight. I think the only thing that he could have went wrong was we didn't collapse towards the end. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's be honest, when that goal goes in, the second goal goes in from Felix, I think it is, then he was worried. But when you look back on it, we sort of controlled it and contained it pretty well, really. But I'll give him an 8. Obviously, it's 3 points and it's massive for us. And obviously, we move on now to the Leicester game, which is next Sunday, 2:05. So it's an early start for you people over in the US of A, I'm afraid. That's an early start for you. But So we've got 3 points. Happy we can have a good week now ahead, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's an 8 a.m. start. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, large cup of coffee and a couple of muffins, I think. That'll sort you right out, Justin. Do you know what I mean? But,
sounds good to me.
Yeah, it's good, mate. Right, I'm going to wrap it up now. But I want to thank Katie for coming on tonight. Always good to have you on. And
Thank
Justin,
you.
it's a pleasure to have you on again, mate. I know you've got to shoot off and everything, so I'm going to wrap it all up now. But I'll do this next week after the Leicester game. I'll probably do it in the evening. I'll be in contact. Anyone who wants to come on stateside, they're more than welcome to come on. Check out my interview with ex-West Ham employee that I done Saturday. Me and Jazz was very good. I must admit, I enjoyed having a chat with him. I'm going to get him on again on a one-to-one basis, and we're going to talk about the club, the future of the club, obviously with the players and everything. And yeah, I've got a view from the sidelines coming out this week, and yeah, check that out and all. But it's been a pleasure. It's goodbye from Katie. It's goodbye from Justin, and it's goodbye from me. And I can rest assured and easy now that we've got 3 points and not worry. You know what I mean? But yeah, you take care, people, and all the best.